how big the influence is, and is it like these politicians just want to get reelected and they take money and they don't care about people, even though they need people's vote, but they earn those people's vote by spend taking the money from these fossil fuel companies?
I think it's a combination of legitimate, different issues at play. So certainly in certain parts of the population, climate change as an issue that they prioritize and who they vote for has grown substantially,
Mhm.
but mostly that's happening among Democrats. And so that's where it's difficult, even among Democrats, to understand like where is climate playing a role in who they vote for. And so there's legitimate back and forth depending on what else is going on. People are thinking about their livelihoods outside of factors that are touched by climate change. And that's just something that we have to grapple with. And a lot of the work we've done and a lot of the work this field has done has made some progress there. But then speaking about, moneyed interests and political influence, certainly a factor as well. And actually in 2020, we published a paper on this where we looked at campaign contributions from oil and gas companies to legislators and also how they voted on environmental issues. And we pitted these two hypotheses against one another. And this is across 14 election cycles where we looked at, is it influence where they get the money and then they vote differently, or is it investment, what we called it,
Mm.
where they vote against environmental issues and then they're more likely to get supported.
Yeah.
And it ended up strongly supporting this investment account where it's more that these companies are trying to get their allies elected
Mm.
rather than change the minds of people that are already in office.
Mm.
And that makes sense from a strategic standpoint because it's just much harder to, at least that's my hypothesis, to change the minds of people that are ordinarily not going to agree with you. And then creating a norm that this is the way it has to be. So where there is that legitimate worried about being booted out of office if you make the wrong stance, in this case, as a Republican. And so those factors are definitely really significant. And there's some pretty good experimental evidence showing that money can buy you access.
Yeah.
And so, and there comes the reach problem again, is that like if they're only hearing from certain entities, then that's the way the influence is going to go. And so those factors are really significant. And on top of the already complex situation of lots of different issues happening in the world,
Mm.
and climate being a significant one of them. And so all that makes this a